In this video, we're going to talk about how do you get your very first paid gig.
How'd you do that?
I see that success is not something you pursue, it is something you are.
All right, so how do you get your first paid gig? You've been speaking for free, you've been doing all this stuff, and you're like, I'm done. I don't want to freaking speak for free anymore. I want to get paid. I deserve to get paid. How do you get your first paid gig? Well, the way you get your first paid gig is you just ask for it. Okay, you probably want some more than that. So really, you got to think about this as like a timeline, really. So if someone asks, like, how do I get into the NBA? How do I get into the NFL? How do I become a celebrity? Whatever it is, how do you get into the NBA? First thing is that you have to practice basketball. You get good at it. Then you're eventually going to play in high school. Then you're going to play in college. And finally, you'll get to the NBA. You don't start in the NBA. And I mean, you literally, there's no possible way you could start at the end, no matter how great you are. And so your experience before you get paid has more to do with you getting paid than anything else. It is everything you do up to that moment of getting paid. And you got to ask yourself, like, what did you do before you asked for money? I mean, are you worth it? And not only that, but do you have everything in place to ask for money? And I'm not saying, like, are you a good speaker? I'm not saying, like, are you good on stage? You can be good on stage in an instant. It doesn't matter. I mean, you can be like the greatest on stage just right now, and you don't have a website, nothing. You just be great instantly. But what I'm talking about are all the things that are set up to begin with. And all the things that are set up are things like, okay, did you get the footage? Did you get the testimonials? Is your website great? That's what I'm talking about when it comes to you, instead of just starting in the NBA to where you got to go through high school, college, you got to take the steps. The steps are, okay, do you have the website? Do you have the videos? And you take the steps to finally get paid. So to get paid, people have to think that you're worth paying for. I mean, that's why I always say, like, if you want $10,000, you got to look like you're worth paying $10,000. So what do they think is worth paying for? That's what's got to go on inside of your head. And you have to demonstrate this with pictures, with videos. You got to demonstrate this. And it does not matter how long you've been speaking for. I mean, the only thing that matters is, do you look like you're worth what you're asking for? That is the only thing that matters. And so when you speak for free or when you get paid, you got to think along the lines of, the reason why people are asking you to speak for free is because they don't see you as being worth $5,000, $10,000 or however much you're asking for. So you got to start small, and you start small by, okay, you join a meetup, and then after 2 or 3 meetups, or whenever you're getting all these, there's a freaking little fly here. Promise I'm not weird. So first you join like 2, 3 meetups or so, and then you get these testimonials, you get these videos, and you get these pictures of you doing a presentation. So you're starting small. Remember, you're at elementary school right now. Once you get this stuff, okay, now maybe you join a Toastmasters. You join a Toastmasters and you get more video footage of you doing presentations. But this isn't great. I mean, you just having a couple people in the audience and a small Toastmasters meeting doesn't really make you look like a $10,000 speaker or $10,000 presenter or anything, but it's better than nothing. And you're building proof. Remember, it's happening over time. And so eventually these pictures in videos of you speaking at a meetup, of you speaking at a Toastmasters, these little things are going to add up, and then you'll start speaking at a bigger event. Okay, now there's 30, 50 people in the audience. It's like a legit corporate type thing. Okay, now it's a couple hundred people. It really is a legit corporate type thing, or whatever market you want to speak in, and it's built up over time. And so at first, to get your first paid gig, you go after the easy fish. I mean, you don't say, "Oh, I just want to get corporate gigs. I want to start out at 20 grand." You don't say that. It's not possible unless you have all the right footage. So you go after the easy fish to start with by doing the meetups, by doing Toastmasters, recording yourself wherever you possibly can. Go after high schools. That's a really easy one as well. Go after high schools. And once you have all this stuff, now you can ask for payment. Now you can say to a high school, you can say like, "Hey, $1,000," or a college, "Hey, $1,000," and you can ask for payment. And it really depends on how good you make your image look. So how much you charge just depends on how much you actually look like you're worth. That's really what it comes down to. And so if you can get great images and great video footage and testimonials, if you can get all that stuff within 2 weeks, bam, you can instantly charge $10,000. Like just 2 weeks as soon as you start, just instant. But if you can't get it really fast, if it takes you 2-3 years, then that's why it's going to be so hard to get that first paid gig. It's not about how long you've been a speaker. It's about how fast you can make your image look great. That's what it comes down to when it comes down to getting your first paid gig. So you want to use the opportunities that are available to you, like specifically to you. You want to use these opportunities. I mean, ask yourself, who do you know? Do you know anyone? If your kids are going to high school, ask the freaking principal, like, "Hey, I'm a speaker. Can I just speak real quick in the auditorium at one of your auditorium meetings or whatever?" And so use everything that's specific to you. What's your situation? Can you pay to get on someone's stage? So I can build someone's business instantly, like real quick, if they can afford to pay to get on someone's stage. Because what'll happen is this person won't have a website, they won't have any videos, nothing, like literally nothing. But if they can pay, we'll say, okay, let's pay this person a few hundred or thousand or whatever to sponsor their event, and then to speak on the stage for 20-30 minutes, and bam, you instantly have video footage of you in front of a couple hundred or a couple thousand people. And so by doing that a few times, now you have all the stuff you need and you can start asking to get paid. So before you get paid, you have to look like you're worth paying for. That's really what it comes down to. And after you have a good website with good pictures, good videos, you just ask for it. You just say, "Hey, you got to pay me." And that's really how you're going to get paid, because it brings me back to the beginning, where at the beginning of this video, I said the way you get your first paid gig is you just ask for it. And that's what it comes down to. After you have the testimonials, the video footage, all that stuff, after you have that, then you just say, "Hey, it's going to cost you X amount." If you like this video and if you like all the other videos, then make sure you comment on this, make sure you share it with other people. Yep.